the paint. Angel kept getting the ball down there off rebounds or passes, and it just seemed like it would get stripped or blocked. What did you see that was preventing her from getting in the flow of the offense today?
I think it was just some of them were just rushed. I mean that was really it. I think it was just rushed, but I mean, Angel knows that we have confidence in her, just like Camilla.
What an embarrassment! What an absolute embarrassment!
What if I told you Coach Tyler Marsh just detonated a truth bomb so massive Angel Reese might need a timeout from her own ego? Yep, the stat padding saga finally got the reality check it deserved, and it's not pretty. See, Angel had one golden opportunity. Stay quiet, play smart, and maybe blend into the WNBA background like half the league does. But no, she had to hype herself up and draw comparisons to a player who actually delivers. Not someone out there hoarding rebounds like it's a Black Friday sale on Hustle. Get ready, because this halftime locker room roast is straight fire.
And any of our guards that, penetrate into the paint and get looks at the rim, like, we have constant belief and confidence in all of our players to be able to make those, and now it's just a matter of doing it.
Coach Tyler Marsh didn't hold back when it came to Angel Reese's performance, if you can even call it that. He called it for what it really was, a masterclass in stat padding disguised as hustle. The reality? Angel could have just played the game, flown under the radar, and maybe earned some quiet respect like many others in the league. But instead, she chose to build herself up, puff out her chest, and draw a line straight to a player who's miles ahead in talent and game IQ. Instead of making a statement, she made a spectacle, clinging to meaningless numbers like they were trophies while the scoreboard told a much colder truth.
We want Camilla and Angel to be good at what they do already. We want to continue to highlight their strengths. We also want to continue to improve and figure out ways where they can score easily, or they can still be effective defensively. I think it's important to understand, though, that even though that they're kind of the cornerstones of this franchise, that
Now everyone's watching. Cameras, analysts, fans, even that guy in the nosebleeds with binoculars, all waiting to see if Angel Reese could back up her big talk. Spoiler alert, she couldn't. And that's where the career fast break turned into a triple dribble disaster.
Wow. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it about the Angel Reese game. And after that game yesterday, there's no lying anymore. And honestly, there's no lying. Like, everything that I stand by, I triple stand by every single thing that I've said. If Angel Reese is a first option, your team is going to be the worst team.
If silence is golden, Angel's mouth was a missed free throw in overtime. She basically threw the ball up, bragged about her game like she was the second coming of basketball royalty, and then dribbled straight into a brick wall of reality. Because when you talk big and the highlights don't show it, that's a career turnover with no chance of a clean pass.
Who's the best player in the country?
To the media or me? I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
Are you fucking serious? Best player in the country. Bong. Best player in the country. Bong. 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 Best player in the country. Look at this. Bong. Wide open layup. Best player in the country.
Coach Marsh didn't just call out the stat padding. He made it clear. Angel's performance was like watching someone try to cook gourmet with a microwave. Lots of noise, zero finesse, and a result that left everyone wondering why the kitchen was still open. It's like she's playing her own game, chasing numbers, but forgetting that basketball isn't about filling stat sheets. It's about winning games, earning respect, and not embarrassing yourself on prime time.
Chicago Sky head coach admits Angel Reese mistake. So, let's see what they done said, man. The Chicago Sky broke a WNBA record for having the worst point discrepancy through 2 games at -60.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, the player Angel so desperately wanted to emulate, is out here playing chess while Angel's still figuring out checkers. Clark's vision, skill, and pure court IQ make her the MVP highlight reel star, while Angel's highlight reel is just a blooper reel of missed layups and selfish plays. So here's the real story. Angel's big mouth set a spotlight on her that she desperately wasn't ready for. Instead of rising to the occasion, she tripped over her own ego. If she'd kept quiet, maybe she'd be just another name in the WNBA roster shuffle, But bragging put a target on her back, and now every mistake is magnified. Every miss is a headline, and every bad play is a viral meme. It's a lesson in humility, wrapped in a lesson in how not to kill your career before it even really starts. Because in basketball, and in life, sometimes the smartest play is knowing when to shut up and just let your game do the talking. Unfortunately, Angel's game is still stuck in warm-up mode, and that big mouth? Well, it's running a fast break straight to the exit.
So Caitlin Clark last night went off for 27 points and 11 assists, and in her sophomore season, Clark now has the most 25-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history. She has only played in 42 games in her entire WNBA career, and she already has the record for this. But she also has now tied Courtney Vandersloot for the most 20-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history. And guys, if you look at this screenshot here, it's actually kind of wild. So Caitlin Clark has 10 games with 20 points and 10 assists, and she reached that milestone in only 42 games. And as you can see, Courtney Vandersloot, who holds that record, reached it in 400.
People about the Angela Reese versus Caitlin Clark thing. To all the black people out here trying to make it a racial issue, y'all delusional. Angela Reese is garbage. Pure garbage. In terms of a skill set, her versus Caitlin, she's garbage. She plays like a toddler. There's no finesse, no smoothness, no beauty, no poetry, no skill set to her game at all. She's garbage. Stop being...
Now, Coach Marsh's critique wasn't just a side note. It was a full-court press, a public service announcement for anyone thinking that talking big automatically makes you big time. Angel's stat padding isn't just lazy. It's a joke that even the bench warmers are laughing at. And for a player who threatened to walk if she didn't get paid, well, let's just say the WNBA might be better off paying for silence. Let's dive deeper into this swirling tornado, courtesy of the no-nonsense critique from Coach Tyler Marsh. Because if you thought the drama was over after the missed shots and jaw-dropping ego trips, oh no, my friend, this is just the tip of the iceberg in a season that's shaping up to be a masterclass in what not to do on a basketball court. First, let's unpack the term stat padding. For the uninitiated, stat padding is when a player chases numbers, points, rebounds, assists, not because it's helping the team win, but because it makes them look good on paper. It's like someone trying to impress at a party by listing all the free samples they snagged, instead of actually joining the conversation. And Angel? Well, she's been that person who's all about the numbers, not the team wins.
Yeah, it's not going to be often that we have, a ton of nights like this.
And the foul call that preceded the technical foul, it looked like you were arguing with that as well. Did you see it differently, or did you think it was more based on the reaction from New York's bench?
I think I just fight for my players, and I just leave it at that.
Remember when Angel Reese threatened to walk away if she didn't get paid what she thought she deserved? Bold move, right? But here's the kicker. While she was out there bragging about her value, the performance on the court wasn't exactly screaming investment opportunity. It was more like watching someone try to sell beachfront property in the desert. The reality didn't match the hype, and that's why the career fast break stalled before it even had a chance to pick up steam. Now consider this. Most players who want to be stars know the golden rule. Let your game do the talking. But Angel decided to flip the script and let her mouth write checks her game couldn't cash. The result? Every pass she refused to make, every missed layup, and every stat-stuffed box score turned into ammunition for critics, analysts, and even casual fans who suddenly became expert basketball commentators overnight. There's something almost poetic about it. Angel's refusal to pass the ball to wide-open teammates wasn't just a bad basketball move, it was a metaphor for her whole approach, selfish, short-sighted, and ultimately counterproductive. Basketball isn't a one-woman show, despite what Angel's highlight reel dreams might have you believe. It's a team sport, and when you're holding onto the ball tighter than a secret, the whole squad suffers.
Angel Reese is talking about if they don't get what they want, they're going to strike. She had a chance to walk it back. It's a casual setting. She's sitting there chilling with her friend Dejanay. They're just talking. Maybe when this hit the news, there was a chance for Angel to say, okay, well, hang on. This is being misconstrued. But nope.
And don't get me started on the timing. The WNBA is thriving right now. Exciting games, rising stars, and more eyes on the league than ever before. Players like Caitlin Clark are stealing the spotlight with jaw-dropping plays, unselfish teamwork, and genuine hustle. Clark's the kind of player who reminds everyone why they watch basketball, for the heart, the skill, and the magic moments. Meanwhile, Angel's out here turning every game into a blooper reel, an endless stream of missed opportunities and self-inflicted wounds. What's truly fascinating is how Angel's antics have shifted the narrative around her. Once a promising talent, now she's the punchline of basketball jokes and the cautionary tale about what happens when ego overtakes effort. And in a league where every player is fighting for respect, to go from hopeful to headline-grabbing flop is a fast and furious fall. But it's not just about the missed shots or the stat padding, it's about what this says regarding leadership and professionalism. Athletes who talk big have to back it up, not just with flashy Instagram posts or sound bites, but with grit and consistent performance. Angel's loud proclamations about her greatness were an invitation to scrutiny, and when the results don't follow, people don't just shrug it off. They start questioning everything about your game and your attitude.
But I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this year.
Coach Tyler Marsh's public unloading wasn't just some harmless critique. It was a reality check wrapped in a fast break slam dunk. It called out the hollow numbers and highlighted the glaring disconnect between Angel's self-image and her actual impact on the court. It's the kind of call-out that, if taken seriously, could be a wake-up call. But if ignored, it's the beginning of a downward spiral. Now, imagine the locker room dynamics. When one player is hogging the ball, padding their stats, and ignoring teammates, it creates friction. Basketball teams thrive on chemistry, trust, and unselfish play. Angel's behavior, as highlighted by the coach, must be grinding her teammates' gears. You can bet the quiet murmurs in the locker room aren't about how great Angel is, but about how much she's making the whole team's job harder. And here's where it gets even messier: the financial angle. Angel's demand for bigger paychecks makes perfect sense on paper. If you're confident in your talent and your value, you want to be compensated accordingly. But here's the brutal truth: money follows performance, not braggadocio. If your game isn't on point and you're turning games into comedy sketches, sponsors and teams aren't exactly lining up with open wallets. In fact, they might be reconsidering just how much they want to invest in a player whose highlight reel is more about self-inflicted airballs than clutch plays.
Black and white sports reporters, well, we know the fiasco that is going on with the Chicago Sky last night. They got another drubbing by way of the New York Liberty. Angel Reese had her worst professional basketball game, and I'm not even stretching that out.
That's how close she is to making the difference in the league. The way her fans act like she can be what her delusional fans think she is if she makes layups.
Let's be honest. Fans tune in for the thrill, the suspense, the dazzling displays of skill. They watch Caitlin Clark because she's electrifying, a magician with the ball who can drop a three from downtown or thread a pass through a needle's eye. Angel Reese? People tune in for the "did that really just happen" moments, the kind that make you laugh, shake your head, or maybe even cringe a little. It's comedy gold, but basketball? Not so much. There's a bigger lesson here too. Angel's saga is a perfect storm of misplaced confidence, poor decision-making, and a failure to understand what truly builds a legacy. Legends in basketball don't get made by padding stats or talking louder than their game. They're forged in moments of selflessness, clutch performances, and the ability to elevate the whole team. Angel's actions scream the opposite. And while we're dissecting this drama, let's also talk about the power of social media. Angel's outspokenness and over-the-top claims might have won her followers initially, but with every missed shot and every stat-padding highlight, those followers are turning into critics. In today's world, your digital reputation can make or break you, and right now, Angel's Twitter feed is probably a minefield of memes and sarcastic takes.
This stat is embarrassing. The WNBA did not start playing basketball till Caitlin Clark joined the league. She's got 3 triple-doubles through 41 games. That's the 3rd most all-time. She hasn't even played 50 games yet, and she's already 3rd all-time in triple-doubles. Like, were they not playing before she joined?
Meanwhile, the basketball world is watching, not with admiration, but with popcorn in hand, waiting for the next chapter in what's quickly become a cautionary tale. It's like watching a slow-motion car wreck. Painful, embarrassing, but you just can't look away. The biggest irony? If Angel had simply focused on playing solid basketball, passing the ball when teammates are wide open, and maybe, just maybe, letting the team's success shine a light on her, she'd probably be a beloved figure right now. Instead, she's on a one-way street to what could have been territory, a prime example of how big talk without big results is a recipe for disaster. Coach Marsh's comments, harsh as they might seem, could be the start of something better if Angel is willing to listen. Because every player hits a rough patch, but not everyone admits it and makes the necessary adjustments. The question is, does Angel have the humility and drive to turn this ship around, or is she content paddling in circles while the rest of the league sails ahead? At the end of the day, basketball is about more than just stats. It's about heart, teamwork, and respect for the game. And if Angel Reese wants to stop being the punchline and start being the player people genuinely admire, she's got to ditch the stat padding, zip the big talk, and start playing ball like she means it. Because right now, the only thing she's padding is her highlight reels blooper section, and nobody's buying the ticket to that show.
Tonight was further proof as to why people don't watch pretend basketball. Last night was further proof as to why people do not respect the WNBA. And they damn sure don't respect the pretenders who participate in these painfully boring games. I'm not just talking about the offensive performance from Angel Reese last night. Keyword, offensive. That is the only kind of offense that Angel Reese is capable of performing. Offensive offense.
So buckle up, basketball fans. Angel Reese's season is turning into a wild ride, and Coach Marsh just threw the whistle on her performance. Whether she learns from it or lets the criticism bounce off like a missed free throw, one thing's for sure, this drama is far from over, and the court is waiting for the next act. And trust me, it's going to be one heck of a show.